Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus, and I'm back again. That song goes, I just can't stay away from you. It seems like I just can't stay away from you. Why? Because the pain is obvious. The suffering is obvious. I feel it. I feel it. The joy is missing, even on this Mother's Day. If you turn on the telly, what do you hear? You hear about the TAFs. You hear about the problems that's being caused all over the world. And if you try to listen in and try to understand what is really behind it, as I see it, the bottom line really has nothing to do with immigrants. It really does not have anything to do with the East or the West. What it's all about is money. It's about resources, economics. I saw a guy, Dr. Oz. I haven't seen him for quite some time, but an hour or so ago, I saw him on one of those line episodes of what they call it, commercials, and he was had a couple of guys sitting beside him, and he was talking about how they have to make the plans and strategize what they're going to have to do to save lives. You know how important it is to save lives, and then something slipped out of his mouth that said that you have to protect the money, make sure. And see, that's what I got. Bottom line, money. Everything is about money. Donald Trump, when you hear Donald Trump talk, what he says, we are going to be so rich. Now, he might be talking about somebody being so rich. I believe he's talking about himself, his family, or what other nation that he's working for. He's not really talking about America because we aren't foolish. We see exactly what he's doing. Yet, it continues. And it is being said that the ships, the transportation, the imports are not being made. The docks, they're going other places. They're being used up in other places. And the U.S. standing up on its own. I heard Trump say, we are the big store. In other words, he bought into the lie or bought into what they have bought into, that this is the big store. Now, I can't understand this. He says this is the big store, but yet all of the operations and manufacturing is someplace else. But this is the big store, and everybody wants to come here to buy. And since everybody wants to come here to buy, you can throw any price on it you want. I kind of got that uh, as something he was trying to give over to the public. He could, and they would have to buy it if they want it. And if not, go on. It doesn't matter because we, the United States, don't need what they got. I heard that we get most of the stuff, or as much of the stuff as possible, that we really get come from other places. And yet he says Americans don't need anything else of what they got. I guess that really means that those of who are rich got all that money. All they got to do is hop on one of their planes and go to another country and have breakfast and lunch and dinner or whatever. But the rest of us, hey, as far as they're concerned, we don't matter because we're only used as tools for making money. And we see that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the shelves being empty. They're talking about thousands or millions perhaps losing their jobs. Bills can't be paid, aggravation and discomfort. And next thing out of that is tensions arising, crime and violence, terror, all of the ugly things that we have always identified as demonic and crap that comes by the works of evil, by the works of Satan. And that it's always been going on, but to the degree that they're talking about now, it has gone on before, many places, even here. But it's been kind of quiet for a while compared to that. And now they're talking about it coming back, which means it's telling us that America has gotten so evil Not just America, but human beings have gotten so evil, or should he say the governments that represent human beings have gotten so evil till it's bringing to us to the, some even say war. Well, I hope that isn't the case, but I know one thing. This is the greatest opportunity because if the covers are bare, if the ships at the ports are not moving, if the goods are not being passed around, if the trade has stopped, that tells us the system has failed. That tells us the humans in the systems, not just in America, but once a few of them fail, it's like all of them have, because in one way or another, they are interconnected. So, for that to happen, it means that the systems have failed. And if the systems have failed, what do you think is the best thing to do? Do you go get some props and prop them up, or do you start anew? And if you start anew, do you build the same kind of house that falls on a sinking sand? Or do you look for something that's supposedly got receipts that is much better? In other words, rather than allowing this kind of crap to happen, and we know that how that comes about. It comes about by those who are after the money. It's not about you. We all need money based upon the system that we live in, because without the money, we can't get the food, the clothes, and the so on and so forth. But that is not the only way. There's a better way. What way is that? That is the way that now, rather than have all this gang banging and lying and cheating and stealing, and you get everybody involved. Everybody involved. The would-be criminals, whatever level they're at, get them involved. Let them know that now is the time for them, for all of us to shine. And how do we do that? By choosing a career. Let us go to work. We're not even worried about the paychecks. We're not even worried about the benefits. We're not worried about any of that. We're worried about taking care of business. We are all men, women, adults, human beings who are matured in life, and we are worried about taking care of our business. And so what do? We choose a career. And we choose out of all the jobs, out of everything that exists in America, and even in the world if they are ready for it. We choose from it a career that gives us our greatest joy. That's the number one thing. All of us going to work. We looking at each other, brothers. We talking about brotherhood. We can shake hands. We can look at each other because we know that we got each other's back. We know that there is no failure in what we're setting ourselves up to do. We are one team, and uh, our game is to make sure that we can defeat what? The enemy. And as the book says, this is the spiritual warfare. We're going to make sure it's not no human, because we are not going to be a part of the stuff that brings pain and suffering. But we're going to make sure that anything that does gets kicked out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, having found those careers, then we will engage ourselves in the process. And that which was being made, computers and all the stuff that's connected with it, food and all the things that's connected with it, transportation and all the stuff that's connected with it, everything that's going on in our society today that has been a part of keeping us and the people above uh, the flow continues. Those things that brought pain, like banking, we don't need banking anymore, because now we're not working for money. We're not trying to see how much money we can get. We're trying to see how much joy we can get. And how much joy we can get is determined by how we engage ourselves in that career that we have chosen that gives us our joy. And while doing this, ladies and gentlemen, then we are not working for Satan. We are not working for evil. We're working for any of that that is righteous. We're working for any of that that is loving and kind, to make sure that not you, not you, not you, not any of us ever have to suffer a lack of food, clothing, shelter, education, anything that's made by the hands of man. We can live in peace and be prosperous and free and joyous. This is an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't have this yesterday. In fact, we don't even have this today. But I'm asking you to flex your mind. See a better world. See a world that's involved in changes perhaps that you can see yourself in, changes that would make the sun shine, not just in your life, but in all of our lives. Why? Because now we're having our needs, our wants, and our desires met. And we're not pissing the ball in the fist of anybody. We're not poking out our chest talking about we're it because of our color. We're not worried about whether God or Jesus is black or white. We don't care what color they are, because right now it is us that's looking out after us by the power of that Almighty God. Without that, we just a big turd. You know what a turd is? Without that other, we're nothing but a big turd, and we're probably just as funky. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us be wise. Let us take advantage of this opportunity. We know, most of us who work know that all the power has always appeared to be in the other's hand. What we didn't know is that all the power was in our hand, because unless we did the work, that stuff, whatever it was, wherever it was, would still be right there, and it would be doing no one any good. No one any good. But since it was made for us to mix and mate with our imagination, that's no reason to let someone take advantage of us. But we will allow others to take advantage of us if we do not know the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that which works for everybody without causing pain and suffering. What is the truth? The truth is that which works for everyone without causing pain and suffering. The moment it causes a pain, little pain and suffering for anybody, black, white, girl, boy, up, down, is a lie. Don't forget that. Well, I think I'll stop there. I think that will do for now. And I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. I think this might have been the third or fourth time today that I have made a post and put it out here. But there's no shame in my game. All I want to see is beauty in life for you and me. Beauty in life for all of us. And as long as that beauty in life is absent, it justifies exactly what I'm doing. Now, are you going to keep on resisting love? Or are you going to keep on resisting freedom? Now, you wake up one day, I promise.